you go.
Thank you.
Check 1, 2. Check. How's this? You want it higher? We're good.
A little higher.
Yep. How's this? Good. All right. Thank you.
It is 7:30 on this Thursday night, which means it's time for Do You Like It or Not? I'm your host, Syeda Abbas, filling in for Christopher Smith as he takes some time off, but we have a lot to talk about today, and I want to tell you how you can watch us and join me as I do the show. So thank you for everyone tuning in right now on Fox Local and Fox 5 DC's YouTube page. Let's talk about how you can join us tonight. We're streaming, so there's a lot of different ways to do this. If you're watching on YouTube, leave some comments in the chat. We're definitely going to read them a little later. If you're watching on the Fox Local app on your connected TV, make that a two-screen experience. Grab your phone, scan the QR code, and get those hot takes ready. We want to hear them. And if you're watching on our website, fox5dc.com or Fox Local on your phone, and you can't scan the QR code, you can also join our Zoom room. We love to have as many people as possible. But thanks again for tuning in. Almost everyone I know today is sick and a little bit under the weather. So hopefully folks in our Zoom room are feeling active and healthy. But right now I want to call upon my co-host joining me. He is a former Fox 5 intern from 2024, and he is currently part of the Live Zone show with Guy Lambert. I want to bring now Joey Bark joining us. Joey, welcome.
Hello, chat. Producer Joey. Now, well, thank you for the applause, Jim, and thank you for this suit. I'll make sure to have it back to you at the end of the night. It's great to see you.
Nice to see you. All dressed up. I love it.
Yes, thank you.
Shout out to University of Maryland, right?
Oh, yes. Go Terps. And we lost last night, and we're not doing well, so we can... Thank you, Jim. We're working on it.
All right. Well, we want to get started right in Maryland with the next story that we have, talking about previous jobs and how they can potentially impact your future. So we're kicking things off where a Democratic lawmaker wants to prevent sworn-in immigration officers from becoming law enforcement in the state. WJZ reports that State Delegate Adrian Boafo, who represents Prince George's County, is sponsoring the Icebreaker Act of 2026. The bill would only impact ICE officers sworn in under President Trump because he says they do not represent Maryland's values and past jobs influencing our future employment. Do you like that or not, Joey?
Well, I think it's a classic 10th Amendment question. You know, how much can states do before the federal government steps in? And I think with what you saw in Minnesota today, I mean, on Live Zone, we streamed a presser from Governor Walz where he said, ICE, stay out of our state. And then a little later in the hour, J.D. Vance coming up and being like, we are going to be in your state. So right now we have different governments testing the waters against the federal government. I think we'll see how it goes.
All right, let's go into our Zoom room. Interesting take there. I have Allison here. Allison, welcome back. It was nice chatting with you last night. We always love seeing you in the Zoom room. What's your take? Do you like this or not?
I think it shouldn't depend on the job that you had. It should actually depend on the type of officer that you were. Like, were you professional? Did you handle yourself well? Were you harassing people? Were there a lot of court cases against you? Like, that should be the type of factors that should be in play, not because, you know, of the type of job that you had.
That makes sense. We also have Freddie in our Zoom room. Hey, Freddie, do you like this or not? Welcome back.
Good to see you, Syeda. And what were you saying earlier?
Well, past jobs impacting future employment. So do you like that or not?
No, I don't like that one. It was pretty sad to hear that. It was very devastating to hear this story.
All right, Freddie, thank you for joining us. Let's go to producer Jim and put him on the spot a little bit. Do you like this or not, Jim?
Not particularly, no.
Particularly, no.
I think your past should kind of stay that way.
Past is in the past.
Past should stay in the past. It's a good take. All right, we're moving on to our next story here about Alexandria's school district. They are considering updating their second job policy, right? A side gig. Alexandria is reporting this follows the district learning last year that one of its administrators was working a second job at an Atlanta charter school. If passed in a vote, the policy would bar ACPS chiefs, executive directors, and directors from getting a second gig unless the superintendent gives them permission. Employers being able to stop you from getting a second job. Joey, do you like it or not?
People don't get a second job for fun. I think they get a second job because their first job is not paying enough. So if the employer, you don't want your employees to get a second job, pay the person more in their first job. Going and barring someone from getting a second job, not only are you not fulfilling their needs for life with the salary you're giving them, but now you're preventing them from going to get a different salary I do not like this. Not one bit.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't have an opinion, but if somebody's trying to get a second job, clearly they're not getting paid enough. And again, when we talk about teachers and educators, they don't make as much as we think they should make, right? And sometimes they need to get a side gig here and there, DoorDash, whatever. Let's go into our Zoom room. Allison, somebody preventing you from getting a second job. Do you like that or not?
Definitely do not like this. I'm a single mother. I raised 5 children by myself, and I have worked 2 jobs for probably about 25, 30 years.
Wow.
And I'm actually looking for a second job now. So Fox 5, if you need me, I'm here. But no, I definitely don't like that, because even like my job right now, my main job, it pays me okay. But in this economy right now, the expense that everything is getting into, and the way that student loans are coming out of people's checks. There's so much going on right now. Like, the average person really cannot live off of one income. It's hard.
It's interesting you bring that up, because of course that story came out too, that if you're delinquent in your student loans, those are going to be garnished out of your wages at this point.
Yeah.
So it's a scary time, right? Folks are picking up side gigs left and right, and it's the only way to make ends meet, especially if you have a lot of children. I want to say good for you, Allison, for really stepping up, and hey, maybe one day you're going to be here with us, enjoying our company at Fox 5. You never know what the future holds. So you're here every night, so why not, right? You'll be joining me and producer Jim.
I agree. I'm ready.
We're ready too. Let's see who else is in the Zoom room at this time. Freddie.
Nice setup,
again.
Freddie. Nice setup.
Hey
I like that.
again, yeah. So Freddie is always tagging all of us on social media. It's always
That was me. I was having fun.
Yeah, we love that. So preventing somebody from getting a second gig, do you like that or not?
Getting a second job, I've heard you were talking about that. Well, personally, I'm not from Alexandria, but I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland. And another thing about jobs, though, so for second jobs, it's really hard to get 2 jobs, for me. I was looking for a job, but it's really hard to get 2.
It is. It's tough to get 2 jobs.
For one job, it's like, depending on the business where you work at, so I would say if in the state of Maryland, if it's like more enough pay, it would be better that way. But for 2 jobs, it's like really hard, to be honest.
Exactly. It's like the minimum wage has not kept up with inflation. Now they're taking your student loans out of your salary. It's like, what? There's an easy fix to this, and that is making the wage keep up with the cost of living. But there's been such a disparity. Now we're seeing people have to get 2 jobs.
But I'm wondering, this has to do with the Alexandria Public Schools, and they're obviously, again, somebody working at the Atlanta Charter School, correct? So could that be because it's in the same industry? Because if that's the case, then maybe it's not that they're stopping somebody from getting a second job. It's that they just don't want a conflict of interest, maybe? Like, maybe that's one way to look at it.
Now we're in like non-compete territory. Look, the Alexandria administrators things, when you think of like administrators, like non-teaching higher up school district staff, I thought this story was strange, because you think they would be getting paid enough to not have to work a second job, but we'll see.
Well, we have those those rules in our industry as well, non-competes, right? So this is the Alexandria School District, and they were not happy with somebody working at the Atlanta Charter School. So it could be a non-compete situation, and we have seen that in multiple industries. So who knows? Anyway, now we're going to move on to the next story here, and it's all things pet owners. So this one is getting a lot of reaction, right? Yeah. I don't have a pet. I don't have a dog. I don't have a cat. Cats usually can take care of themselves. They can go into the litter box. Obviously, dogs are much more difficult to take care of because of their poop and their situations. They're so cute, though. It's adorable to look at them. We're watching some video here that I grabbed from Exported Stories earlier.
This is my favorite B-roll ever. We ran this last week. Just the best
B-roll for local news. Exactly. But now, when you walk somewhere in D.C., whether that's Virginia or, Maryland, and you're in a park and you see dog poop, that kind of, impacts your experience a little bit. And a lot of folks are thinking, hey, if you have a pet, if you have a dog, you shouldn't have one if you're not able to clean up after it. This doesn't just mean, taking the dog's poop, putting it in a bag, and just leaving it there, because a lot of people do that too. They try to solve the issue really quickly. So, criticizing pet owners who are not cleaning up after their dogs the right way. Do you like this or not, Joey?
I like it. I went over this with Guy earlier today, and we were much harsher than criticizing them. But look, we love the dogs. We hate the poop. It's a social contract thing. You have a dog. The dog poops. You pick it up. That's the price of having a cute, fluffy animal in your home, is you have to deal with the excrement. I don't see how there's another side to this. I would love to hear an argument.
Yeah, and I think, it impacts our tourism too, because like we're the nation's capital, and then if somebody's out by the monument and then they see something like that, it impacts like their image of our city, our area here. So let's go into the Zoom room. And we were talking about this in the newsroom just a little bit ago. Allison, producer Jim, was like, you have to talk to Allison about this. You have to talk to her about this. So Allison, criticizing pet owners for not cleaning after their dogs, their puppies. Do you like this or not?
Yes, Jim knows Onyx is my son. He's my little boy. And I do have something on the keychain that has like the cleanup bags on the chain when I walk him, so it's very easy to clean up. But I cannot stand when people don't. If you have ever walked onto dog feces and ruined your shoes, it will get you very upset. I've done it several times, and it makes me just like, I wish I could have seen the person that did that. Like, it is just very upsetting. It's like, it's part of having a dog. You're supposed to clean up after your baby. Why would you not?
Yeah, it's like having a child, really. I mean, you have to take care of your child. It's your fur baby, as they call it, right, Joey?
And I wish I could have seen the person that did that is a great response to this. I think that says it all.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah. So Joey and Allison, would you guys go up to the person whose dog did this and they didn't clean up after them? I feel like I would feel a little scared to like confront them, but I feel like it is the right thing to do. Be like, why don't you clean up after your dog?
Yeah, Allison, what do you think?
It's all in the way that you approach the person. I always come off very friendly when I talk to someone and you don't know how they're going to react. Like, I would hand them a bag, like, oh, you must have forgot your bag. Here you go. You can clean up after your dog right here. Like, I would come like that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't like be aggressive, like, yo, clean up after your dog. Like, you don't talk to people like that. It's all in the approach.
Yeah, kill them with kindness. All right, we want to get to Bisma Ahmed, lobbyist. She's going to be here co-hosting tomorrow in person, but she's joining us via Zoom today. We're always happy when she's here. So Bisma, these pet owners, their dogs leaving poop behind and not cleaning up, do you like it or not?
Okay, guys, let me just say, I am a very loving cat owner. I have to clean up after my cat's poop, right? And I get the automatic litter box because I don't have time for that. But it all goes to show, like, what am I going to do if I didn't have time to clean up after my cat? Like, I mean, the poop piles up. Like, I have to do something with it. It's all about, are you responsible enough to have a pet? Because, in a way, they are kids. You have to take care of your pet. And, it's just common decency. I think this is just such an easy answer for me.
Yeah, it's a kind of practice before having a real child. So if you're messing up now, what are you going to do later? How are you going to be a parent? All right, we want to get to Chanel, who's also in the Zoom room. Chanel, criticizing pet owners for not cleaning up after their dogs, the poop to be exact. Do you like it or not? All right, Chanel has to turn her mic on, but we'll be back with Chanel in just a bit here. But I think that this is something I think about often, so I'm glad we're talking about this. And Bisma's right. Like, if you can't take care of that, what can you do? And this is why I say, folks, get a cat. Having a cat is so much
litter
better.
box, I am not like...
It cleans itself. It cleans itself, you guys. That's
a wonderful concept, and I wish it existed for like babies and, birds. We haven't even discussed. There are all kinds of exotic pets now that it's getting difficult to deal with. But an automatic litter box for everyone.
But
great
you know
idea.
what? This is a great idea. Right now, I have $1 million idea. If anybody can think of a machine that could potentially clean up after a dog, it's poop.
Yeah.
That's $1 billion idea, guys. So here, I just gave you something that can make you a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right, we have David joining us. Kind of late tonight, but hey, we'll take it. David, not cleaning up after your dog's poop. Do you like this or not?
Not. That's horrendous. How can you live in a society and not clean up your dog's poop? Horrendous. Sorry I'm late, by the way. Good to see you.
No, it's okay. Yeah, definitely. I think we're all on the same page with this one. There's typically topics that we disagree on, but everybody's on the same page. Is Chanel, are you for this, against this, criticizing pet owners who don't clean up after their dog's poop?
Yeah, no, I am the side of telling people get your puppy's poop. Like just get your puppy's poop. Like that's what I say all the time when I see people walking their dogs and then they do their do and they just keep walking. Can you just get your poo? Like
get your
that's
poo.
Just me. Yes, get your poo. Because and I mean I have a dog, and when I walk my dog, I always have the little bags where I would pick up his scoop if I'm walking him because that's my responsibility. So yeah, I don't like this. I think that yeah.
So where are you joining us from? Where are you watching us from?
I'm on Zoom.
Which city?
Silver Spring, Maryland.
Yes, shout out to Silver Spring, some of the best restaurants.
This is my first time, so I'm trying to learn.
Yes, please, thank you for joining us, and hopefully you're back tomorrow and Friday and all the days. You know, we always love having more people here. All right, what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a quick break, but after the break, we're talking about weight loss, criticism, and so much more. We'll be right back on Fox Local.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
All right, welcome back to Do You Like It or Not? And weight loss is supposed to be such a beautiful journey, right? When somebody loses a lot of weight, when they set a goal, it's supposed to be celebrated. But what we're seeing recently with Ozempic and the GLP-1 medications is that a lot of times when popular celebrities, they lose weight, often people speculate that, oh, this is Ozempic, this is GLP-1 medication. And that's the case with Oprah Winfrey, because Oprah has been really vocal about using GLP-1 medication. So is it fair to shame someone for using a product? For Oprah, she said that she's added, it's even helped her staying sober, and that she's been on the weight loss journey all her life. She was also on Weight Watchers. She mentions that she's treated better after losing the weight, criticizing someone for using Ozempic. Now, we see that more and more often. I think if you would have watched Oprah's old interviews with Joan Rivers, a lot of people openly would take shots at her weight loss or how she didn't lose weight, or if she did. So if somebody just wants to feel better about themselves and use a GLP-1 or Ozempic, and criticizing someone for doing that, do you like that or not?
No. Look, I grew up with Drake and Josh, a show that idolized Oprah, so I will never say anything bad about her ever. And there was the whole thing where she was averse to bread. You know, people used to have all kinds of crazy diet strategies. Don't hate the player here.
Yeah.
And you know what? Don't hate the game either. GLP-1s are working the way they're supposed to.
Everyone's using them.
And who cares if celebrities are losing weight? You focus on yourself. We have been too obsessed with celebrities' weights for the 10,000 years of human society. I think GLP-1s are a great opportunity to stop that now forever.
What's interesting is that when it comes to women's bodies, people get upset when you lose weight, and they also get upset when you don't lose weight. It's like you cannot win. It's just interesting to me. Allison, criticizing somebody for losing weight and talking about Ozempic GLP-1 medications. Do you like that or not, Allison?
I think it's very disrespectful for anybody to be concerned on how anybody's body looks. Because for one, why are you worried about it? No matter who it is. Whether it's your neighbor, whether it's your favorite celebrity, your family member, if someone is small, someone's big, no matter what it is, leave people alone. You can knock people into depression. There is people that have gone through different dysmorphia because they think they're too big or they need to get skinnier. Just leave people alone. And some of these medications are for serious medical conditions. So you just never know. I just think people should not judge.
I heard that. Leave people alone. We want to get to our Fox 5's colleague, Jim Loke, who is also in the Zoom room. Jim, thank you so much for joining. Criticizing somebody.
Joey, hello, guys.
Hi, guys.
Wait, I'm going to turn my phone around here. I don't want to be that guy. And there
that
we
looks
go.
great,
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you for doing that.
So, hey, guys. So here's the thing. Allison just mentioned that about how Ozempic had been used for a lot of, it was a diabetes medicine. And for a while, it was in such short supply that when you would see people lose a lot of weight and you would think, did they game the system? Did they do something along the way where they lied about it to get access to the medication? Well, now it's much more readily available, and it is a life-changing medication for a lot of people. So I think that makes a big difference, and I think and it's become much more affordable. But the problem is you got to pay. You got to keep taking it because there have been studies saying, hey, at this point now, once you take Ozempic, once you use Ozempic or Wegovy or whatever, you have to keep using it, or else you run the risk of gaining your weight back.
Yeah, a lot of people fall back into the yo-yo dieting situation as well, Jim. And we also want to get your take on the dog poop story that we were covering earlier, where a lot of people get upset when they're out in the parks or public areas and they see pet owners with their dogs not cleaning up after the dog and just leaving the poop there or putting it into a bag but not throwing it away completely. Should we start really scrutinizing these pet owners who do not clean up after their dogs? Do you like it or not?
Yeah, you know what, and by the way, I echo what Allison said in the chat because, I'm getting feedback. I'm not mute. I'm not on mute. Somebody, make sure you mute on that. Thanks, David. So here's the deal. I know my family has a dog back home. Her name is Luna. She's crazy. She is not one to be walked. She does not like to be walked around the neighborhood, and when she does, she saves her business for the yard at home. But I have a neighbor back home who put signs up in his yard because there were certainly neighbors who were whose dogs were doing the business. So I think there's something to be said. If it's private property, I think you have a right to shame others for it. But if it's, I think you just gotta exercise common courtesy.
Yeah, common courtesy. That's a really balanced take there. Well, Chad has been laughing it up in the Zoom room for the entire time. So Chad, we want to... David, sorry. I'm always calling him Chad. David, thank you. You've been laughing in the Zoom room the whole time. So what's your take on folks using GLP medication 1 or Ozempic to lose weight and get their body back?
Mike.
Is your mic on?
David, Mike. Turn your mic on, David.
That's the thing about Zoom.
David,
sometimes
this take looks so good.
I know. This is a great take. We can't hear you. That's how good it is. All right. While he's...
Sorry. Can you still hear me?
He's back.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Sorry. My arch nemesis, Jim Loke, he left the group. Curious departure. But, hey, there's two things. One, Oprah. Oprah, she's courageous for how upfront she's been and her personal fight and struggle with the challenge of obesity. Much respect to her. And she tries hard, and so her going on Ozempic or something like that, if that's her final advantage over her, good for her. However, There's 3 other examples. This is the Lizzo, Meghan Trainor, and Amy Schumer, who have built their reputation on an anti-body shaming image where they deliberately inspired other people. Hey, it's okay to accept your body as it is, and we're comfortable in a what's not a traditional model's body, and then they lose all that weight on this artificial stuff. They're hypocrites. They're hypocrites because they built an image, they inspired others to do it, and then they threw it out the window as soon as they had the money to overcome it. So props to women like Oprah or anybody, like that faces a challenge, but I disrespect out there to those people who turn into hypocrites.
That's an interesting take, but Lizzo, I don't think she's super skinny. I don't think she lost a lot of weight, right?
Lizzo, I mean, that's got that salt. Well, Meghan Trainor was all about that bass.
Yes.
Lizzo's the whatever that song is in a similar vein. I mean, they're good with where they're at. I feel like I think that's just how it's going to be with them.
Exactly. We need a female's perspective, so we're going to bring in Bisma Ahmed, who is joining us once again. Bisma, what's your take about people using medications to lose weight? Do you like it or not?
Yeah, Syeda, I'm going to agree with what you said initially. There's always so much pressure. There's so much influence on what, whether you lose so much weight or you gain so much weight. You never win as a woman, especially a woman in the public eye. And so I'm glad that we're talking about it. And for me, especially in the public arena, public policy space, I have a friend who's representing, Wegovy and Ozempic in the Virginia legislature. And there's just so much need for, affordability around it and just availability around it. And there's just such a huge constituency of people who are really, really looking to this medication to help them. And so for me, it's like everybody live their lives, do what makes you happy, whether you need it medically or not, that's not my place to judge. And, this is what it is.
Retweet. Yeah. I hear that. Well, want to move on because obviously we all have to mind our own business too when it comes to somebody losing weight or not. But a hype is not ending for one burger joint in Rockville. So this is in Montgomery County. Where does it cross the line though? Mr. Moco himself, Alex Tizoronis, posting online that over the weekend, dozens of people lined the parking lot to grab a bite. It's at Josh's Smack Shack in Rockville, and he says that nearly 100 people were waiting in line below freezing temperatures for hours. I mean, maybe the burger's really good. So people claiming that, was it all worth it in the end? Like it or not, waiting in freezing temperatures for a burger, I mean, I'm not against it. We had a similar story in Cleveland when I worked there, and I covered the influencer Only Nisha, who said it's a chicken salad, and that became a thing, and people were coming from all across the country. A really hard-hitting journalism in my 20s. But Joey, do you like it or not? Waiting in line in freezing temperatures.
Speaking of hard-hitting journalism in my 20s, I famously waited 4 hours in line at the Smiling Friends pop-up in Brooklyn 2 months ago and did not get anything. So I'm pro doing this. Also, Smack Shack, great burger place name. Remember the Popeyes chicken sandwich release a couple years ago? That actually got violent. I'm glad people are waiting in line as opposed to trying to cut in line.
Rioting.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it. All right. Well, Freddie was holding up his Burger King cup, so shout out to Burger King.
Oh, yeah.
Freddie is having a good meal tonight. Yes. All right, Chanel.
Absolutely. I'm having...
Yes, you're having fun. Chanel from Silver Spring. Do you like it or not? Would you wait in the freezing temperatures for a burger in Rockville? All right. Lots of mic problemos with the Zoom today. Just said problemos. We have a new member. What is their name, producer Jim?
Elon? Unmute Elon. What's up, man? How you doing?
Okay. How are you? Would you wait in line in freezing temperatures?
Is that a check mark?
I think there's a lot of.
Oh, yeah. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? You got like 20 seconds.
I would agree with your co-host Joey in that it is good always to see people lined up, acting all civil. But personally, I don't think I have the patience to wait outside in the cold. There's nothing that could really get me to do that, I believe. But
well, I feel sorry for you, man.
For a cheeseburger, I could be convinced. So
you haven't had a cheeseburger that good, Elon.
I've had them. I've had them.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll talk.
All right. That was your friend from
That's
college?
my cousin.
Your cousin? All right. Shout out to your cousin. Thank you. How much time do we have? 30 seconds. Well, I think, we gotta just, live life. Life is short. You gotta get in line if you want to try a burger, because when you die, you're not gonna think about how skinny you were. You're gonna think about that burger that tasted really good.
How many burgers you ate is what matters.
It's a burger. That's right. All right. So that show is ending now, and 8 o'clock newscast is coming up on Fox 5 Plus with T-Shell Lewis. Make sure you watch that one. Have a great night. See you back tomorrow.
Bye, Chad.